In the vast, untamed theater of the natural world, a fundamental drama unfolds daily. It is a story we believe we know well, a tale of the hunter and the hunted, a relentless cycle of pursuit and survival etched into the very fabric of existence. Here, on these ancient lands, the roles seem immutably cast. The strong, the swift, the cunning, these are the predators, the architects of the hunt. Their lives are defined by the chase, their success measured in the final, decisive moment of capture. It is a narrative of dominance, a testament to the raw, uncompromising power that governs this kingdom. But nature, in its infinite complexity, rarely adheres to a simple script. It is a realm of astonishing exceptions and startling reversals. For every rule that seems absolute, there exists a moment of profound defiance, a fleeting instant when the established order is spectacularly overturned. The very creatures that have spent their lives looking over their shoulders, fleeing from the shadow of death, can, on occasion, summon a strength and ferocity that their pursuers never anticipated. It is in these extraordinary moments that the delicate balance of power is not just tested but completely inverted, revealing a truth far more nuanced than we might imagine. This is a journey into those rare, electrifying instances where the narrative takes an unexpected turn. We will witness the moments when the intended victim, driven by instinct, desperation, or the sheer power of the collective, rises up to confront its aggressor. These are not tales of simple escape, but of decisive, often fatal, retaliation. We will explore the remarkable strategies and astonishing displays of courage that allow the prey to become the victor, transforming a scene of impending doom into a tableau of unforeseen triumph, a stark reminder that in nature, nothing is ever truly guaranteed. Prepare to witness the unwritten law of the wild, the moments when the hunter becomes the hunted. These are not just isolated incidents, they are powerful testaments to the resilience of life and the ever-present potential for the tables to turn. We will see how desperation can forge weapons from hooves and horns, and how the instinct to protect one's own can create a force more formidable than any single predator. This is the story of nature's great paradox. A breathtaking look at what happens when the hunted fight back and win. The African savanna, under the relentless midday sun, life here is a constant negotiation with thirst and hunger. For the Cape buffalo, survival depends on unity. Each is a titan, nearly a ton of muscle and horn. Together they form a moving fortress, a defense against Africa's fiercest predators. But danger is never far. A pride of lions, masters of ambush, stalks the herd, searching for weakness. When a young bull is attacked, the herd's response is immediate and fierce. The fortress becomes an unstoppable force, charging as one to defend their own. The lions, once hunters, are forced into a desperate retreat. On these plains, unity is power. The fortress of horns stands unbroken. The Great Migration is one of the planet's most spectacular natural events. Over 1 million wildebeest, driven by an ancient instinctual rhythm, journey across the Serengeti in search of fresh grazing lands. Their path is fraught with peril, a relentless gauntlet of predators and unforgiving landscapes. But no obstacle is more feared or more iconic than the river crossings. The Mara River, a lifeline for this ecosystem, becomes a deadly barrier during the migration. Its churning, muddy waters conceal dangers that wait with infinite patience for the herds to arrive. As the first wave of wildebeest reaches the riverbank, a palpable tension fills the air. They hesitate, their primal fear of the water warring with the irresistible urge to press onward. The animals crowd together, a nervous, jostling mass of bodies, their calls a cacophony of anxiety. They can smell the water, and they can sense the unseen threats that lie within it. The river is not merely a physical obstacle, it is a psychological one, a place where the familiar rules of the savanna no longer apply. Here, danger does not stalk from the grass, but rises from the depths below. Lurking just beneath the murky surface is one of Africa's most ancient and efficient predators, the Nile crocodile. It is a creature perfectly adapted to this environment, a living relic from the age of dinosaurs. Some of the largest males can exceed 20 feet in length, their bodies armored with thick, bony scutes. They are masters of the ambush, capable of holding their breath for over an hour, waiting motionlessly for the perfect moment to strike. Their eyes and nostrils, positioned on top of their heads, are all that break the surface, silent periscopes in a world of brown water. The crocodiles have been waiting for this moment for months. The migration is their season of plenty, a bountiful harvest that will sustain them for the year to come. They gather in great numbers at these crossing points, their massive bodies lying like submerged logs, conserving energy for the explosive violence to come. They are the river's toll keepers, and the price of passage is often paid in blood. The wildebeest at the water's edge can feel the presence of this silent army, a deep ancestral dread that holds them captive on the bank, delaying the inevitable terrifying plunge. The pressure from the thousands of wildebeest behind becomes too great. The dam of fear finally breaks. A single, brave, or perhaps simply unfortunate individual takes the plunge, and in an instant, the herd follows. The river transforms into a chaotic torrent of flailing limbs and desperate swimming bodies. It is a scene of utter pandemonium, each animal driven by the singular goal of reaching the opposite bank. They swim with a frantic energy, their eyes wide with terror, their progress slow and arduous against the powerful current. This is the moment the crocodiles have been waiting for. From the depths, a colossal shape surges forward. It is one of the river's old masters, a giant bull crocodile, a veteran of countless migrations. He has chosen his target with lethal precision, a young wildebeest struggling in the deeper channel, slightly separated from the main throng. The attack is a masterpiece of underwater violence. The crocodile explodes from the water, its immense jaws lined with dozens of conical teeth, clamping down on the wildebeest's leg with bone-shattering force. The water erupts in a spray of white foam and panicked bellows. The wildebeest is pulled beneath the surface, its struggle for air becoming a desperate thrashing fight for its very life. The crocodile initiates its infamous death roll, a powerful spinning motion designed to disorient, drown, and tear apart its victim. For a moment, it seems the wildebeest's fate is sealed. It is a scene that has played out time and time again in this river, the inevitable victory of the aquatic predator in its element. The surrounding wildebeest, in their own desperate scramble for survival, seem oblivious to the life-and-death struggle happening in their midst. But something different is about to happen. The crocodile, in its haste to secure its meal, has made a tactical error. It has attacked not on the periphery of the herd, but directly in the path of the oncoming wave. The sheer weight and momentum of thousands of migrating animals is now bearing down on the spot where the predator is trying to subdue its prey. The crocodile, focused entirely on its victim, is unaware that it has placed itself in the path of a force of nature far greater than itself, a stampede, not of land, but of water. The herd is a river within the river, a relentless current of bone and muscle. They are not acting with intent or malice. They are simply moving forward, driven by the unstoppable momentum of the migration. The struggling crocodile and its captured prey are directly in their path. The first of the following wildebeest, unable to stop or swerve in the churning water, collides with the submerged predator. Then another, and another. The crocodile is suddenly beset not by a single victim but by a crushing, trampling mass of bodies from above. The hunter becomes the anvil. The powerful hooves of the stampeding herd, so ineffective on dry land against a predator like this, become devastating weapons in the confines of the river. They strike the crocodile's head and back with tremendous repetitive force. The ancient armor, designed to withstand the bites of rivals, is no match for the percussive impact of hundreds of pounds of bone and horn, delivered again and again. The crocodile's death roll is interrupted as it is battered from all sides, its control of the situation completely lost. In the chaos, the predator's jaws loosen their grip. The injured wildebeest, miraculously freed, scrambles away and is swept along with the tide of its kin, limping but alive. The crocodile, however, is now trapped. It is disoriented, injured, and being pushed deeper into the riverbed by the sheer weight of the animals passing over it. Its powerful tail, a formidable weapon, is rendered useless. Its massive jaws, built for snapping shut, have no defense against the crushing force from above. The river, its lifelong fortress, has become its tomb. When the last of the wildebeest have crossed, an unnatural stillness returns to the water. The great crocodile, the undisputed king of this domain, floats lifelessly to the surface, its body broken and battered. It has been killed not by a rival but by the collective, unintentional power of its intended prey. The river crossing has claimed a victim, but in a stunning reversal of fortune, it is the predator, not the prey. It is a powerful testament to the fact that in nature, even the mightiest hunter can be overwhelmed by the sheer unstoppable force of the herd. As the African sun bleeds across the horizon, painting the savanna in hues of amber and gold, a different kind of hunter emerges, not one of brute force, but a master of stealth and solitary grace. The leopard, apex predator, begins its nightly patrol, every muscle coiled, every sense honed. Tonight its gaze falls on a Cape porcupine, slow and seemingly defenseless. The leopard waits, calculating, ready to strike. It explodes from its crouch, a blur of speed and power, but the porcupine's quills rise, a bristling fortress. The leopard impales itself, agony halting its charge. The barbed quills resist removal, pain and infection setting in. The proud hunter, undone by a humble herbivore, fades into the night, a tragic, lonely vigil. In the wild, sometimes the smallest weapon delivers the harshest lesson. The Serengeti Plains stretch endlessly, a sun-scorched stage for the drama of predator and prey. A clan of spotted hyenas, led by a dominant matriarch, stalks a vigilant herd of zebra. The zebras, alert and united, know the threat well. The hyenas test the herd, searching for weakness. A lone zebra, seemingly vulnerable, draws a young hyena's focus. The hyena charges, confident in its power, but the zebra stands its ground, muscles coiled. In a flash, it unleashes a devastating kick. The impact is brutal, enough to shatter bone. The hyena collapses, the hunt over in an instant. The zebra returns to its herd, victorious. The hyenas, stunned, abandon the hunt. On the plains, even the fallen serve the cycle of life. Here, a single kick can turn the hunter into the hunted. In the vast, silent expanse of the boreal forest, a blanket of deep snow muffles the world, creating a landscape of stark and profound beauty. Here, survival is a relentless challenge, a constant battle against the cold and the scarcity of food. Through this frozen wilderness, a pack of gray wolves moves with purpose. They are the epitome of endurance and cooperation, a family unit bound by intricate social codes and a shared goal to find a meal. Led by an experienced alpha pair, they travel in single file, conserving energy by treading in the leader's footsteps, their paws leaving a single ghostly track in the pristine snow. Their senses are sharp, attuned to the subtle signs of life in this seemingly empty world. A faint scent on the frigid air, the distant snap of a twig, the sight of tracks leading through the dense conifers. They are searching for one of the forest's most formidable inhabitants, an animal of immense size and power, the moose. A bull moose in its prime is a true giant, standing over 2 meters tall at the shoulder and weighing more than half a ton. It is a creature of solitude and quiet strength, perfectly adapted to this harsh environment. To the wolves, a moose represents a monumental prize, a feast that could sustain the pack for weeks. The wolves pick up the trail, the large cloven hoofprints are fresh, and the scent of the moose hangs heavy in the still, cold air. The hunt begins in earnest. The pack's demeanor changes, a quiet intensity settles over them. They are no longer just traveling, they are stalking. They move with a fluid, coordinated grace, using the terrain to their advantage, slipping between the snow-laden trees like gray phantoms. Their strategy relies not on a single explosive burst of speed, but on a prolonged, strategic assault designed to test the moose's stamina and defenses. The moose, browsing on willow branches, becomes aware of the silent threat. It is not with sight or sound, but with a deep, primal instinct that it senses the presence of its ancestral enemies. Its massive head lifts, its huge, sensitive ears swiveling like radar dishes, its nostrils flaring to capture every scent molecule. It does not panic, it stands its ground, a colossal dark shape against the white snow. It possesses its own formidable weapons, a towering stature, immense strength, and front hooves as sharp and deadly as axes. The stage is set for a classic confrontation between predator and prey, a battle of endurance and power in the heart of the winter forest. The wolves emerge from the tree line, breaking their cover to begin the assault. They encircle the giant moose, a fluid ring of gray fur and patient yellow eyes. Their approach is calculated, a series of feints and lunges designed to confuse and exhaust their quarry. They nip at its heels and hindquarters, trying to draw blood, to weaken it, to force it to run. A running moose, especially in deep snow, will eventually tire, becoming vulnerable to a final, coordinated attack. The air is filled with their low growls and the heavy, panting breaths of the moose, clouds of vapor condensing in the freezing air. But this bull is a veteran of such encounters. It does not run. To flee in the deep snow would be a fatal error, conceding the advantage to the more agile, lighter-footed predators. Instead, it chooses its ground carefully, backing up against a thicket of dense fir trees to protect its rear. It presents a formidable front to the circling pack. It lowers its massive head, not in submission but as a threat, and lets out a deep, guttural grunt, a warning of the power it. In the vast, sun-scorched plains of the African savanna, a drama of survival unfolds. Here, the mighty African elephant coexists with the continent's most formidable predator, the lion. The elephant's sheer size is a fortress, a deterrent to all but the boldest hunters. For lions, an elephant calf is a rare and monumental prize. Lurking in the grass, the pride waits, masters of ambush. The lions fan out a deadly net tightening around a wandering calf. The calf's cry pierces the air, a desperate call for help. The herd responds instantly, transforming into a thundering charge. The hunters become the hunted, lions fleeing before the unstoppable force of the herd. The elephants form a protective circle, their unity unbreakable. On these plains, nothing is more powerful than the bond of family. High above the African canyons, a martial eagle soars, its legendary eyesight scanning the ground for prey. Today its gaze locks onto a black mamba, one of the fastest and most venomous snakes on Earth. The mamba glides through the scrub, a king in its own domain, feared for its deadly bite. Two apex predators, one in the sky, one on the ground, are about to collide. The eagle dives, talons outstretched, striking with explosive force. The mamba resists, coiling and striking back, its venomous fangs finding their mark. In moments, both predators lie still, victor and vanquished, each paying the ultimate price. In the wild, the line between hunter and hunted is always perilously thin. We have journeyed across savannas through rivers and soared high above the canyons, witnessing moments where the fundamental rules of nature seem to be rewritten. We have seen the hunter become the hunted, the aggressor become the victim. The formidable lion, king of the plains, felled by the collective might of buffalo and the protective fury of elephants. The patient crocodile, an ancient river tyrant, overcome by the sheer panicked force of a wildebeest stampede. The stealthy leopard, a master of ambush, undone by the passive yet lethal defense of a porcupine. These encounters are not anomalies. They are vital threads in the complex tapestry of life. They serve as a powerful and humbling reminder that nature is a realm of profound unpredictability. It operates not on a simple linear hierarchy, but on a dynamic and ever-shifting balance of power. Here, courage, desperation, luck, and the unbreakable bonds of family can prove to be just as decisive as tooth and claw. The instinct to protect one's young or the collective will of a herd to defend its own can transform a creature of prey into a formidable and sometimes victorious force. Every day is a new test, every encounter a potential reversal of fortune. These stories challenge our perception of a simple food chain, revealing a far more intricate and fascinating reality. The world is not divided neatly into predators and prey, but is instead a complex web of interactions where roles can be dramatically and fatally reversed in an instant. Even the most powerful and successful hunters are not invincible. They are bound by the same laws of survival as every other living thing. A moment of carelessness, a miscalculation, or simply being in the wrong place at the wrong time can lead to their demise. This is the raw, unfiltered essence of the natural world, a place of breathtaking beauty and brutal honesty, where life and death are locked in a constant, inseparable dance. The struggle for survival pushes every creature to its absolute limit, forging adaptations and behaviors that are as astonishing as they are effective. As we continue to explore this incredible planet, we are constantly reminded that there is always more to learn, always another surprise waiting around the bend. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you wish to witness more of these extraordinary stories from the wild, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel. The story of our planet is endless, and we have only just scratched the surface.